Hello everyone, welcome to another video, and today we are going to be listening to the manager's interviews from the Chelsea 3 Brighton 0 game. Then I might add the other two games, which are Tottenham 2-0 win over Crystal Palace and Manchester City's 2-0 win over Cardiff. Let's first listen to what Maurizio Sarri has to say over his team's 3-0 win over Brighton. Let's go.
Well, you must be smiling, Maurizio, after that. A very good performance from your team and 3 fabulous goals.
Yes, we played good football, I think. We played very well. We conceded nothing, only one goal opportunity in the last minute. So we did very well, I think, and we scored 3 wonderful goals.
It was, and I hope you agree, the sort of performance that Chelsea were producing in those early weeks of the season. Very similar, ruthless.
Yes, maybe. But in my opinion, the best performance was the first half in Liverpool against Everton. At the end of the match, we lost, but in the first 45 minutes, we played really the best football of the season. And in this match, I think that we played with the right enthusiasm, like in the first part of the season.
You made 7 changes to your Chelsea team this evening. Do you feel they look fresh?
Yes, I think so. As I said before the match, after 50 matches, it's very difficult to play every 3 days. The risk to be very tired mentally is a big risk. So we needed to change. We were lucky because in this moment Callum is doing very well. Loftus, for the first period of the season, has not problem with his back, and it's really very important for us. Giroud is in a good period, so we were lucky.
What did you make of Callum Hudson-Odoi's performance tonight? Set up the first goal for Olivier Giroud.
Callum played very well, defended very well, but as I said before, he improved. He improved during the season a lot. He's ready now for playing 90 minutes, also in the very important matches. The only problem is Ruben, because after the 75 minutes he had a cramp with his hamstring. I want to be sure that the back is okay.
One final question, Maurizio. You said before the game that you wanted the fans to be united tonight, to get behind the team. Did you sense that?
I think so. The atmosphere was really very good. We have to say thank you to our fans, because they helped us for 90 minutes.
Now we are going to go to the manager of Brighton, which is Chris Hughton, on his team's 3-0 defeat at home away to Chelsea.
Chris, were you undone by 3 quality goals, or was there a little more to it than that?
I think probably more to it than that, but there's certainly some fact in it. I thought for good periods of the game, I thought we were very much in the game, and probably right up until the first goal, they threatened a lot, which with the quality that they've got. But that's what they can do. They just need these moments that they can just turn a little bit of opportunity into some brilliance. And I think certainly the second and third goals were, top quality goals. First one disappointing because I felt it's an area that we generally defend well. When you've got that type of pace outside, you can't stop every cross. But I thought we should have done better in the centre of goal on the first one. So that was disappointing. But of course, the second and the third one, it's very hard to do anything about.
You were in the game in terms of defending very well in that first half an hour. Was the game plan always to try and stick in there as long as you possibly could, and see if you could nick something later on?
Well, I think against the quality that they've got, I think that can only be the game plan. And if we were a good enough side that we could take the game to them, then it'd be wonderful to be in that position. But we're not, and I know the quality that we've got. And I thought we showed some real good quality today. I thought we should show some real good attitude, which I think you had to do. But sometimes the quality that they've got and the amount of times they get into them areas can wear you down. And you just hope that you can defend well enough in them moments, for enough of them moments over the 90 minutes. But I say when they've got the quality that they've got, it can hurt you.
It's very difficult coming here and trying to get on the front foot, but were you disappointed at all with the attacking threat from your team this evening?
Yeah, we needed to show more, and I think I thought there were a lot of moments where we broke and we broke well. What the likes of Chelsea's and the top six do is that they work very hard. So one part of their game is that they've got the quality that they've shown. But when the opposition have got the ball and the opposition are breaking, they are working hard to press and they're working hard to get back in numbers. And that's why, they're in the position, and the top six are in the positions that they are. But we needed to make more of it. And we found that quite hard.
And I'm guessing you were sort of hoping towards the end that confidence wasn't going to be damaged too much, because you have another big game against a very good side on Saturday in that FA Cup semi-final.
Yeah, and that was important. It's important that we went through the 90 minutes. And I thought Anthony Knockout probably had our best opportunity of the game right towards the end. So it certainly wasn't a case of us giving up, which is important, I think, going into the weekend. And it's important to come away with something. So I think as regards what the players gave, I don't think I can fault that. And that was something that I wanted.
You do still have a game in hand over some teams down at the bottom of the table. How do you view sort of the bottom five, bottom six now in the Premier League after tonight?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a battle. Right? There isn't anybody around us that's not fighting and fighting hard. And we saw a Cardiff side run a very, very good Chelsea side close at the weekend. So everybody's fighting at this moment. Our thoughts, of course, are on the FA Cup tie on Saturday, but very quickly after that, it's about making sure we do enough, making sure that we work hard enough, making sure that we get the results to stay in this division.
One final question. You had a few knocks and bumps tonight. Solly March was forced off in the first half. How is he?
We think he's okay. He just felt his calf. He sprinted after that, so he might not have been able to do that, I think, if it was a pull. So he just got a little bit tight, so it was a little bit of a precaution. So we think he will hopefully be okay.
We are now on to the Spurs 2, Crystal Palace 0. Now we're going to hear from Mauricio Pochettino on his side's first win at the new stadium. Let's see what he's got to say.
Maurizio, is that it's a good performance, good result, but are you pleased that's out of the way now? You can get on with things.
Yes, I think only today wasn't only a game. I think it was the come again and feel home. That's difficult to describe with words. How we feel from the beginning before I start the game. I think it was very emotional. And yes, difficult to describe with words. I think on the end we are so happy because the 3 points are so important for us. The performance was good, but I think it's a massive thing for all the family, the Tottenham family, because again to be in our stadium, feel home, the dream, make reality the dream, and I think only congratulate all the people, but in special to Daniel Levy because he's the architect of that massive project, and of course that he feels very proud. But we feel so lucky to have the possibility to live this dream with him.
You could feel the emotion around the stadium, right around everywhere before kickoff. Did that make it a little bit harder for you and your players to prepare in a normal way?
But it's normal that for us it was a special moment and difficult moment because we didn't know how we are going to react, and the emotion that you have, only you can deal with that, and every single person reacts in a different way. I think not many people, not many clubs, not many player or coaching staff like us have the possibility in your life to be in the opening day on that amazing stadium that for me is the best on the world. That is why I said for me I am so lucky to be here and I enjoy a lot. And after the 3 point, more of course.
The most important thing, you got the 3 points. You got a performance on Sunday, but no points. Tonight, do you feel justice was done? You got back?
Yes, I told you that I was so happy after the game with when you assess the team. The performance was very good. It's like you recover the feelings again, and of course disappointed with the result. But today I think we dominate the game complete. I think we fully deserve the victory, the 3 point. I'm so happy for the player and for our fans and for all the people.
You said yourself, this stadium, the best stadium, needs Champions League football. Does that increase the pressure, or is that just part of the privilege of playing here?
I'm going to repeat all. The idea was to arrive to the new stadium and prepare everything in this period to play in the second season on Champions League. I think we are ahead on the project. We are playing Champions League 3 seasons in a row. I think we are going to play next week here, Champions League. I think the job is done. Now it's so important to close a chapter on the end of the season and open another exciting chapter for the club.
6 days' time. It's a long time to wait for such a big game.
Yes, but that is the crazy schedule. Sometimes in this season we play every 2 days or 3 days, and now we are going to wait for 1 week to play, but we need to adapt ourselves in that situation.
We are now going to listen to Roy Hodgson speak about Crystal Palace in the 2-0 defeat to Tottenham.
Right, it's always going to be a really strange, difficult night for your team. Would you agree?
Yes, I thought we had a good chance early on, but we knew we'd have to put up a lot of dogged resistance. We knew that they would be, very, very determined to bring their best game to the table, which I thought they did. But on the other hand, I thought that, we defended very resolutely against them, and maybe if we could have lasted another 10 minutes or so at 0-0 and not conceded that somewhat fortunate goal with the deflection, I think, they might have been starting to concern themselves a bit more, and we were starting to grow into the game and, passing the ball a little bit better and even starting to create 1 or 2 chances. But of course, over the 95 minutes, one can't do anything other than to say that they played extremely well, Tottenham, and that they deserved their victory.
Really spirited at the end. Looked like you might get 1 or 2 goals. Could that have come sooner?
I don't know. I mean, we'd have wanted it, of course, but maybe they were tiring somewhat. I don't know. I mean, we didn't set out in particular to defend. We'd have liked to have attacked better and played as we did in the last 20 minutes a little bit more throughout the game. But it was thanks to Tottenham's pressurising and work rate and their exceptional passing ability that made that difficult for us.
Were you pleased with the first half, keeping them at bay? Because it did spoil the party a little bit, first half.
Yeah, I thought throughout the game our defensive work was more than satisfactory. The disappointing thing, I think the pitch played a little bit of a part. It's a wonderful surface, but it's a bit slippery. And once or twice I thought players, slipped in possession or, they couldn't quite control the ball in possession and, lost possession in important areas, which is not like us. We don't do that quite so often, but that helped Tottenham's cause a few times because both the goals really came from errors on our side where we gave the ball away whilst in possession.
Understandable, it's Spurs' celebratory night back home and all that. But was it a little bit frustrating the start? There was a long time to wait. There was a lot going on. It wasn't your typical Premier League preparation.
I don't think that played any part as far as we're concerned. I don't know if it played any part for them, but I can't make any excuses in that respect. The worst thing for us was the length and the difficulty of the journey here. We gave ourselves a lot of time and still got caught. I'd have liked a bit more time to prepare in that respect. I feel a bit sorry for the players being rushed into the dressing room, rushed out onto the field for warm-up. But that's always going to happen. I think we won't be the only team to suffer that, because you stay in some part of London to come here, and it takes you a long, long while to get across from wherever you are to White Hart Lane. That's always been the case. And tonight maybe it was exaggerated by the fact that there was even more traffic than usual.
Now we are going to listen to Pep Guardiola on his side on Manchester City's 2-0 win over Cardiff. Let's go.
What's your take on your team's performance tonight?
Well, really well. We started well. In 3-4 minutes, we created 3 chances with a magnificent goal from Kevin, and yeah, we played really good. Unfortunately, we missed a lot of chances, so we have to score more goals, clear goals. So we need it.
How satisfying is it that you can make 7 changes to your team, but there isn't a drop in standards, there isn't a deviation from what you would expect normally?
Well, so the last game didn't play Fernandinho or the other ones, or for example, John Stones, because we came back from the injury. So the guys who play today play a lot of games this season to be where we are right now. So today I decided this team for the way they play, for the way they defend, and it worked. So I have a lot of confidence in them. They had played an incredible game, so satisfied for our performance.
What was your opinion of Phil Foden's performance? You decided to hand him his first Premier League start. Naturally, there's going to be a lot of attention on that. How do you think he did?
I play excellent. So he did absolutely everything. He won a lot of goals in the right position, arrived in the right tempo, and always create 2 or 3 chances per game. In the last game we played Newport, he scored 2 goals. Today he had the chance to score 1 or 2 more. So he's a guy who has a sense of goal as well. And it was an incredible performance. So he's ready. So we know it. He's ready to play any game and whatever positions and any competitions.
Even though he's just 18 and not yet 19, is it in your mind to give him more Premier League football between now and the end of this campaign?
Well, of course, going to play next season. Going to play a lot. So he's ready. So of course he compete with David Silva, with Bernardo, with Kevin, with Gundogan. It's not easy for a guy for 18 years old to play here, but there are a lot of games, a lot of competitions, and he's a guy who trains incredible, and that's why he's good.
If I may ask just finally 2 injury questions. 1, how is Zinchenko? And 2, will Aguero be back for you for the Cup this weekend?
Well, I will see Aguero. He's ready for Saturday or not, and unfortunately for Alex, don't looks good. So we'll see next hours.
Now we are going to listen to Neil Warnock on his side's 2-0 defeat.
I don't think they could have given us any more. I was disappointed to concede a goal early doors, but I thought the response was super. They're so good, so move it so quick. It is difficult, and I saw that in the paper this morning. Some teams have played against them, not even had a shot. So it would have been interesting if we could have scored near the end, just to see how nervous we could make them, but not to be tonight. So I've got to be pleased with the result in the end, because the scoring like that in early doors, it could have been bad news tonight.
1-0 and still in it just before half time, but the second goal then.
Yeah, that killed us really. And once again, a little bit of luck from Sane. It goes through Joe Bennett's legs. The first goal, as I'm coming off, like Etheridge just played really well today, Anthony Neil. And yeah, coming off, I said, he knew he should have saved that first one. So he said, Gaffer, he didn't mean it. So I shouted across to Kevin, come here a minute, will you? Did you mean that? Tell me the truth. And he said, no, I didn't. So I can let him off a bit, but he should still save that, shouldn't he? He should look it in his eyes. He should still save it. But he's had a good game. But everybody's done well tonight. I've got forwards working the socks off. Even though, Omani, I know he's missed that chance, but if he keeps putting in the shift like he does, he'll get the chances in these important games now to win his games, and I'm really pleased with him.
Well, it's interesting. Just finally, you mentioned those 2 games on the horizon: Burnley and Brighton coming up. Are they must-win now, given the mass of the situation?
I think they've always been like that, really. I mean, I think you can afford the odd if you're going to draw in 1 or 2 of these finish. But I think we've got to win 3 at least in the next, in those games, and a draw. And who knows?